Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. So it has just been reported that the Detroit Pistons, my favorite team, are interested in acquiring Markelle Fultz from the Philadelphia 76ers. And I am all for this move here, guys. I'm all for this move. The Pistons are currently 13-13 on the season. And let me just say straight up here, nobody roasts Markelle Fultz in this video, because we all know the reason this man's shoulder and mental capacity is screwed up right now is because the piss poor training staff of the 76ers. And don't, if you're a 76er fan, don't come at me saying, no, it's Markelle Fultz, because I literally got history, man. If you are a rookie of the 76ers, you are guaranteed to have a torn MCL, ACL, ABCD, GCL. I don't care, bro. Something on your body is going to get torn. Even damn Mikal Bridges got traded to the Suns for Jared Smith, or what the draft was, or whatever like that, and that man got injured. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, both guys out there that are prime examples of, just because you have injury issues doesn't mean that Markelle Fultz is going to be a bust. If you call him a bust, you don't know nothing about basketball, plain and simple, guys. But here we go. As far as the trade for Markelle Fultz, what exactly would I give up for the former first-round pick in the draft? I will say, because of his issues and stuff like that, his trade value definitely is not that high. So 76er fans, don't think you're going to get no Andre Drummond or Blake Griffin or somebody like that. But straight up, when you look at Markelle as a player, on 2K, he's got a 65 mid-range and a 71 three-point shot. We both know facts that he's better at both of those than what is listed on 2K. It's because of his bum shooting shoulder right now that he's shooting like that. But when he actually finds the jump shot, and when he actually comes to a team with a nice training staff like the Pistons, he is going to go out there and he is going to definitely work on those things, and he's going to be as good as he was in college. Like, look at his highlights in college, guys. This dude was a knockdown three-point shooter. So we know he's got the passing accuracy out there. He got the passing vision. As far as like his post game, I mean, for like a guard, he is 6'4", so that's a pretty good size, but not like nothing too crazy. He's had a triple double before, so we know we can get grab rebounds, do things along those lines. I feel like his defensive game is pretty decent, very quick player. So yeah, man, he just needs a training staff out there, and he is going to be a-okay. I think he's exactly what the Pistons need, because it's a low risk move from their perspective. Because like I said, Markelle Fultz, as of right now, his trade value is not really that high. So what I did is I did turn off financial trade rules. I'm going to give up the players that I think I would personally do in this case. And then of course, there would be like filler players and all that stuff that would be, tossed in later on and things like that. So I'm not going to quite worry about that. The first player I would give up is no doubt Stanley Johnson. Yes, 76ers, you guys can have him. I mean, he does not deserve to be a starting small forward. I know at times for the Pistons he starts, sometimes he's on the bench. But regardless, like Stanley Johnson for your team, he's not going to bring you much offense off the bench. I mean, now that he can score the basketball, but he'll bring you guys some defense out there, be a decent backup. I mean, you definitely don't want to run on the court with Ben Simmons, because he's not going to give you no spacing or nothing like that. He is defensive. He is Tony Allen with a Stephen Curry mindset, where he does have that Tony Allen type of defense, but he also has the Tony Allen jump shot, but he thinks he's Stephen Curry out there. But I don't feel like that's a bad player to get for like a backup. And then I'm also going to say you guys can probably have, where's he at, man? Where's he at? You guys can also have Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson, I know 76ers fans are going to be like, well, he's a bum. Well, guess what? He'll be your backup point guard. Clearly the OKC Thunder, were kind of had it right when they used him as a point guard, because I don't really think he's ready to like run a team or anything like that. I don't really think he ever was meant to be a starting point guard. But regardless, he's going to bring you some scoring off the bench. He is a veteran out there, so he knows how to run the position. There's times where he could be on the court with Ben Simmons, play kind of like an off-ball shooting guard. I think that would be kind of fine. And yeah, that would just be okay. So you get, a young prospect in Stanley Johnson, and you also get a veteran kind of like help now scoring player in Reggie Jackson. And of course, the Pistons would get Markelle Fultz and whatever other filler positions they would need out there to get things done. I feel like that is a fair trade both ways. I really do feel like that's a fair trade. It helps the 76ers now. And while, Markelle Fultz is probably still a ways away, it at least gives them something to work with right now. But we are going to assume he is healthy for this rebuild right here. And if you guys would rather have, Ish Smith, I would be fine with that too. Not really, actually, because I want Markelle Fultz to go onto this team with the mindset that, hey, this is going to be my team. Like, I'm going to be the starting point guard of this team. I don't have to battle out with, Ben Simmons and stuff like that. This is my team out here. Time to get some W's, time to get things done. So yeah, he's gonna be the point guard of this. As far as like him running it this season, I would not expect the Pistons to make the playoffs. I definitely think this is more like a long-term move, which is a little wonky because, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond are, I want to say older. I mean, Drummond's only 25, but Blake Griffin is, 29. So yeah, let's go ahead and simulate this season, see how they do out there. And yeah, man, I want to know from you guys in the comment section below. Do you like the idea of Markelle Fultz going to the Detroit Pistons? Do you feel like he would be a nice fit on the team? Or do you feel like it's just kind of a waste of time and maybe the Pistons should like go elsewhere for their starting point guard spot? Because I really don't think Reggie Jackson deserves a spot anymore. He's making $17 million, definitely overpaid. I don't know why the simulation is going to take so long. Because I know there was like rumors of like them going for like trying to like make a trade for John Wall, which I would have been okay with. But even so, like John Wall, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, how exactly far does that get you? I like the move, guys, because I feel like, 3-4 years down the road, Drummond will actually be in his ultimate prime, like 27, 28 years of age. Markelle Fultz, I feel like, will finally start coming into his own out there as a player. Hopefully, though, those mental issues with the shooting and the shoulder are all put behind him. And I think it would be a good fit, guys. I know, there was a reason Markelle Fultz went first in the draft. I mean, yeah, you can relate it to Anthony Bennett, but we all know Anthony Bennett was just the worst pick ever out there. Because even when Anthony Bennett was selected first overall, people were shocked. People were in utter shock about that man being selected number one. When Markelle Fultz was there, it's like there were teams, every team out there was like, okay, yeah, like we understand that. Everybody thought he was better than Lonzo Ball in college. I would say he was. Of course, Jason Tatum. I mean, people did sleep on Jason Tatum. I think he's definitely been like the best player from that draft class, unless there's somebody I'm not thinking of, which there probably is. But I think Jason Tatum's been the best player from that draft class. But just the big issue with Markelle Fultz, guys, was just piss poor training staff of the 76ers. Absolutely destroying this man. And like I say, I know 76ers fans are coming at me about that, but you literally have proof of your team. And that's why it gives me hope about Markelle Fultz not being a bust. Because people wrote off Ben Simmons, they wrote off Joel Embiid. There was times where Joel Embiid was getting injured so much that he actually considered retirement, where he just was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I'm going to go back to my country and be done with basketball. So I think Fultz will be good. You look at a few players, and I guess like one player that I'm thinking of in particular that really revived his career with the Detroit Pistons because of their training staff was Antonio McDyess. He was once on the Denver Nuggets, was like a 20-point, 10-rebound guy out there, was out of the league for a few seasons due to like knee issues, came back on the Pistons. It was a pretty solid player for them for many years. So, yes, Pistons final record, 36-45. I would be okay with the Pistons not being successful this season and just focusing on, getting rid of some of the bad contracts, developing some of the players like Bruce Brown, Luke Kennard, Markelle Fultz, of course, and just hopefully getting a pretty good lottery draft pick, something along those lines. Maybe searching for some trades out there that would help this team kind of get younger but quicker. Most improved player, though, Blake Griffin, which is the part that hurts, is that Blake Griffin is putting up nice numbers. It's just, I don't know if the supporting cast is quite around him right now that would like need for, him to be successful and for the Pistons to be successful. But let's go ahead and check out these player stats on the season. We are going to see, Pistons actually did make the playoffs at 37-45. So yeah, player stats on the season. We do have Markelle Fultz at 15 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.3 steals per game, only 2 turnovers. That's not too bad. I would love to see the assists get a little bit higher out there, but I do love the 15 points. Field goal percentage at 41%, which you can expect from a young blood out there that hasn't really played too many minutes in the NBA. 3-point shot at 30%, only shot 1 per game. But like I said, guys, that's definitely going to be up for him out there. I actually believe he had one really good game against the Pistons this season. You know what, man? Let me look this up on my end real quick here. Markelle Fultz. Sorry, guys. Markelle Fultz versus Pistons. And I'm going to see what the stat line was because I'm pretty sure it was really well. It looks like this might have actually been from like last season. I don't know, guys. It's probably not going to show up for me out here, but box score, I could totally be looking at the wrong game. Okay, well, that game he had 4 points and 4 assists. So it definitely wasn't that one out there, man, that I'm looking at. But regardless, he's had some good games out there. All right, let's simulate these playoffs. Let's lose real quick to the Toronto Raptors. Although you never know. Maybe we could beat Toronto and it would just be fine and dandy. And this is the start of some amazing things out there. And, well, no, it's not. We lost 4-0. But let's check out the box scores because there's something to be said about those. Markelle Fultz, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He did shoot 23 times. I don't know if I'm all about that, man. If you start playing like Reggie Jackson or Stanley Johnson, I'll turn on you very quickly. I'll say that real quick, man. I guess we should also look at the 76ers side of things from the 2 players that I offered up that I thought would be a pretty decent trade for both sides in this case. So 76ers, we do have Reggie Jackson at 14 points, 4 assists per game, shot about 11 times, 24% field goal, and 36% from 3. And then Stanley Johnson, for some reason Vince Carter made his way to this team, But yeah, 6 points, 3 rebounds per game for Stanley Johnson off the bench. We know he probably brought a little bit of defense too. So yeah, let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs, see if the Philadelphia 76ers can pull it off. But I also think that Stanley could learn a lot from Jimmy Butler. I just feel like when it comes to just like their style of play and stuff like that, I'm not comparing Stanley to Jimmy Butler, but just kind of like some of the spots they go to on the court and things along those lines. I feel like Stanley could learn a lot and just become a pretty solid two-way player maybe for that team. But it doesn't matter because Warriors in 4, right? Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Sorry, I do get extremely passionate about my team. Sometimes I can get a little angry out there. But it's all fun and games, guys. We all love the game of basketball. I'm wishing the best for the young guy out there, Markelle Fultz, that was picked #1 overall. A lot of people starting to hate on him, call him a bust. Let's just hope for the best. Maybe this will be, I don't know, man. Maybe this will be some sort of karma for the troubles I had to go through with Darko Milicic back in the day, being the second pick overall by the Pistons. Maybe we finally get our rest in peace with Markelle Fultz being, a great player. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and peace out, my friends.